Well, hello, gamers and gamerettes and other people. Never expected to see this on the fucking channel, did you? Welcome to Hearts of Iron 4, the autism simulator supreme for World War II nerds and everyone else around, including me. So I discovered recently that there is a couple mods that I like that I wanted to try out. One of which was called the Chaos mod. Now, note, I haven't played this game in a long time. I have 340 hours on this game, so I know how the game works, but I haven't actually played this game in a long time. Obviously today we're gonna try and do something a little bit different, because like I said, I do have a couple of mods installed, and I am noticing one little problem here. So I might have been working on a Hoi 4 mod, and I seem to have screwed up the map a little bit. But I'm sure we can forgive that, right? Nothing bad will ever happen to that, will it? Right? The question is, who do I play? You know who we're actually going to play as? It's Sweden. We're going to be playing as Sweden today, because Sweden's all sorts of fun in this game, isn't it? All right, so fun fact. It took me about 20 minutes to actually launch this game because I had to go in and actually fix this mess that I had down here from trying to mod because it was crashing the game. Not only that, apparently my files were corrupted, so I had to actually like go in and clear my user directory. So I don't know what's gonna happen in this game. But if you go up here, this little handy dandy up here, it says we have our chaos window. And so what this does is it enables events all over to everybody. You can do all player countries, all major countries, all countries, or disabled all countries. Now, obviously, it would be really easy just to do all player countries because that would just be only me, right? It could be good, could be nice, but what's the fun in that? What's the fun in doing only all player countries? So we're gonna do 70 days between events. That seems about right. Actually, we're gonna do 60, so 2 months. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna enable all countries. Do that because you know what? What's the fun if it's not everybody? Oh, wait. Wait. Slow down. Slow the hell down. What just happened? The European Union formation. The European Federation will lead the Union. The German Volksunion will lead the Union. Or the Italian Empire lead the Union. Also, I finished research for a railway gun for some reason. And it seems that everybody is having a civil war. I don't know what just happened. Everything popped off. The European Federation, I guess, will lead the Union. I don't know. You have the Free Democratic People's Republic of Manchukuo declare war on Manchukuo. We've offered market access with Austria, the Baltic Assembly, Estonia, Ostland. We just got market access to like everybody in the world. Out of nowhere. The Confederacy declared war on Mexico and the Canada. We've got guarantees of independence from Belarus and from Ireland. All right, cool. Also, I don't know what the hell's happening over here with Finland, but the Sapmi people are now independent, which is cool, I guess. But I'm part of the Stockholm front now somehow, and so is that. What? When did I get this piece of land? What is happening right now? I don't understand what's going on. So the Chaos mod is already showing its potential. That's dope. What is happening? Who are you fighting? Oh, I see. The Russian Empire is back. And the Russians are... The Russians are now fascists and they're fighting everybody. I'm so confused what's going on right now. Is this supposed to be what happens? I can invite to join a faction. We'll invite Finland to the faction, I guess. Why not? Oh my god. What is going on? Happening? So confused. Why can I invite South Korea to the faction? Sure, why not? We'll invite South Korea too. And the Sapmi people. Why not? Well, there goes my plans. So I think this will probably be the most chaotic game of Hoi 4 I've ever played. Which is saying a lot. And the Germans are now at war with each other. Why is Poland so big? I just realized, why do I have Estonia and Lithuania? I have Estonia and Lithuania as well. Where did they come in? When did that happen? What? I just got bicycle infantry, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the war ended. Russia has split into two, and there's a peace conference now. Someone please help me and explain what the hell is going on right now, because I'm so confused. I'm gonna pass. I don't want to be involved in that. Someone, why do I have atomic research unlocked? Chris Tobago went on vacation. It's not that serious. All right, cool. And I just... Okay, you know what? At this point, I might just restart the game because now I've all of a sudden now conquered the entire fucking world. It was one day I unpaused and I was just given all of this territory. Like at this point, I might as well just restart the game because Denmark is now over here. The US is the Confederacy. So I'm restarting the game because that was getting to be a little bit way too chaotic. I'm gonna restart and I'm just gonna enable chaos for just me because I still have historical AI focuses off. So that shouldn't do too much if it's just me. All right, so the chaos mod, we're gonna do 60 days again, but I think we're gonna have only player countries. Realistically now, this should not end up being absolutely insane this time. This should be manageable. Should being the key word. So we'll see what happens for the first one, which is going to be totalitarian regimes break down. Only the people decide their future. So for the Soviets, Paraguay, and Manchukuo, one or two options up, the 50% chance of democratic supporters start a civil war, or the politics will change. The VKBPB becomes the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. There's a 50% chance of minus 150 political power, and gain base war support of minus 5%. Fun! And the Russians are immediately in the civil war, so is Paraguay, and so is Manchukuo. Love that for us. Which honestly immediately gets rid of the Soviets, who are a big threat anyways. I don't really know why Paraguay is involved with this, but go off, Queen, I guess. You'll also notice with Sweden, a lot of the time, there will be zero manpower for a lot of the time when you start off as Sweden. Because as you train units, right now I'm only doing infantry because I can't be bothered doing anything else. I'll do tanks eventually. But as you train units, Sweden starts off with very low manpower. So you'll have zero a lot of the time. It'll be a little bit slow to train and deploy units, but that's something that you're willing to live with. It's fine. 7 days is actually going to be another chaos event, so we're going to leave that for now. And we have an aluminum shortage. That's fantastic. It's going to remove production of aluminum from literally everywhere. And given that the Spanish Civil War kicked off, that also means we can now do the old enemy stirs. We're going to do that so we can start going down the monarchy. I want to try that path. And our next chaos event comes up. A random country gains resource. They're important. Guatemala. I don't really know what you did to deserve that, Guatemala, but go off, King. So meanwhile, while I've been fiddling with all this stuff and waiting for things to happen, the Norwegians have declared war on themselves. So Norway is having a civil war, and the German military junta has finally won. So the German Reich is no longer existent. The Kingdom of Siam will annex all states in Asia owned by a country with significantly fewer factories. Nepal, Bhutan, Tanatuva, and 4 others becomes owned and controlled by the Kingdom of Siam. Yes, my favorite country, the Kingdom of Siam, which is in Thailand, Malaysia, Brunei, Bhutan, Nepal, and Tanatuva. And for some reason now, in the background, Denmark is fighting Iceland, which I don't really understand because last time I checked, I'm pretty sure Denmark owned Iceland in this time period, but sure. A little bit of an update now. The British have gone crazy as well. China is devolving. I have the next chaos event popping up right now, which is going to be supply grace and deliver armies enough supplies for 120 hours. Perfect. But the British have blown up. All right, ladies, gents, and other folks, it's finally time. The non-aligned party was initially required to be at 65% popularity to be able to start this focus. That is now the case. They are now at 90% because I forgot I have to do these decisions up here. So I hadn't been doing them, which has been taking a while. But now this is the case. I can put the king in council. We can get going finally on our grand ambitious plans. I am at a little bit of a crossroads. Now that I've done the counter, I already owned Åland, so the Åland issue has been skipped with Finland. I can either approach the allies, which I don't remember what that will do, but I know that's going to make them think favorably of me, or I can go for the anti-Soviet pact, but I don't think either of that's not non-exclusive. I know for Norway, I'm going to have to ignore the allies if I want to do that, which I do want Norway's land. So I think we're going to approach the allies for now. I think I am going to go with the Finnish demilitarization, because I do want Finland's land. Another interesting thing that's actually been going on in the background is that Japan has actually declared war on the Soviets. So the Soviets and the Japanese have been going at it for a while. The Japanese are actually winning, which will be interesting. China's still going at it. Pakistan actually made peace with India, but the Japanese have been going at it with the Soviets. I'm curious to see how that'll develop. We actually did get Finland as a puppet, which means I don't need to have them on the border anymore, and we can turn around and go or we can go for Denmark, who are, by the way, Denmark is still at war with Iceland. That'll be fun. Now, this is something I've never actually seen happen before. Ironically, on Christmas of 1938, the Danes have actually handed over their Danish overseas territories, which means we actually gain the Faroe Islands as well as Greenland. Just cuz. So I think that means if I go for Danish alignment, they become a puppet of me as well, which again will help a lot. As you can see, we're one day away from another chaos scenario, but I've also noticed down in the background down here, Poland beat the shit out of Lithuania and has captured them, left them alive, but they're a puppet of Poland. And Germany has kind of just gone ham down here. They're currently fighting Romania. Part of me thinks that they're in a faction. They're not in a faction with Poland. Meanwhile, the Italians and the English are in a faction together. The Germans keep inviting me to their faction, but while they're at war, I don't actually want to go in with them yet. But they keep inviting me to their faction, so I'm assuming at some point during this video, there'll actually be a war going on. Once that happens, obviously I will show that and stuff like that. But hopefully not soon, because I want to wait for Denmark. And speaking of which, global militarization and peace. Everybody gets one building slot and add one military factory for everybody. So the newest chaos event just popped off. Every man must join the army. Every nation on Earth at Scraping the Barrel Screen, which has... Oh God. Oh no. So everyone's going to be on Scraping the Barrel from now on. Which is going to be fantastic. Because I actually get, manpower. But at what cost? So Iceland has joined the British faction, which, if you can tell, is the Anglo-Italian Pact. They've joined that, and also along with Italy, which shouldn't really be a problem for too much longer. However, I'm going to have to wait for the Germans to invite me back to the faction, so I can actually take on the British, because I don't really have a navy. I haven't really been focusing on building a navy, because my whole goal this game has been Norway. That's been my goal the entire time. A little bit of a problem. So what I did end up neglecting to notice in the background is that the British are actually already at war with the Germans, and the French, which means that eventually I'll probably be able to join their faction anyways. What that does mean is that I'd be basically forced to fight the Soviets. At some point be able to expand because I can't go south. But a little bit of an issue that I had to fight the British, but with the Germans and the French on my side, and the Italians and Yugoslavs as well, I do think this won't be that hard. I just need to wait for like the Germans to go attack them or something, and then that'll be fine. In the background, this chaos mod has still been going on, kind of doing its thing. It just gave me one of the craziest things I've seen this entire time. They're forming the Dominion of North America, which means that the United States is now a core of Canada. And Canada becomes owner and controller of Ohio for some reason. They also become an owner and controller of Labrador and Newfoundland, and they add the Dominion of North America, which is very powerful. Fun. So Canada just controls all of North America. That's an interesting development. We'll see how that handles. So as long as we can beat back the French and defeat the French, I can wheel all my troops in France around, put them on Poland, try and help the Germans defeat Poland, and then go from there. Because my hope is once Poland is defeated... Oh, that was the French. I was like, what just happened? I think the best course of action would be to try and take Normandy. That's going to be what I want. I want Normandy. And then I also would like Gardy. Got that. And then we'll do No Pas de Calais as well. Good for that. I can get Syria and Lebanon. We'll grab a colony down there, why not? But that's gonna be that. We're gonna grab all that just for the resources. I think I just had something happen. I don't know what happened, but something just went down. I'm coring every owned state. That's actually not that bad. Now, the thing is, like I said, with the fact that I now own this region of France, the British will probably come in and attack that. That's fine by me. But like I said, the plan now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to wheel around and go in on Poland. And this also means that the only other countries that need to be taken out are the British, Norway, and Italy is almost dead. This should be helpful. So if the Germans can get a landing off in the UK, that'll be helpful. As you can clearly see, the second I got all my units onto the Polish border, things are immediately flipping around. We are pushing them back as fast as possible, as we possibly can, which means I can probably have all of my units just... Oh, hi. Is that being taken care of? No, it is not. The Germans will handle it. But the second my units got to the Polish front line, that front line just collapsed. Like, they cannot handle this. Yeah, so Poland, we've been going for about half a year now. Poland is about to capitulate, probably. And I think the best course of action is going to be to probably just wheel up into the Baltics, take care of the Baltics real quick, and as well as Romania. But once Poland is gone, I do have the idea I want to go for a naval invasion of the UK. The only problem is I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off because the Germans just keep declaring war on everybody, as is per usual. And also the chaos mod still going. Every country gains random stability. So we're feeling quite stable today. I'm not joining that war just yet. So they just actually declared war on the SSSR, which is great because I really wanted to fight them just now. We're going to stay out of that for just a moment. So the goal is to try and get to about, I don't know, 20 or so Marines, so I can have them land in Dover, get my units across, and then try and push into the... That's the goal. It is only 1940 so far, so it's possible that we can see that happen. But if by 1942 I'm not able to push into the UK, we'll probably end it there and just go in on the Soviets and see if they kill me.
All right, so small update. The Soviets were called into the war against me. So we're going to have to go in on the Soviets probably a little bit earlier than I anticipated, which is a little bit unfortunate. So far, I just kind of have a line up here holding the line against them. I'm actually going to probably have them pull out and most likely just let myself lose Finland if needed. I still have my Marines getting ready to go against the British, so eventually I'll have to actually go for, you know, naval supremacy here, which is going to be a little tough, given my navy is pretty much non-existent. I wish the Germans or someone like that would do that, but it seems now also that the Spanish are making a run for it down south, and the Germans are a little bit struggling with it. The Japanese are still in the war. If I were to go look over there, they still are in the war. They actually have gone ahead and so they are actually starting to push the Soviets back on the eastern, on the Soviets' western front, or the Soviets' eastern front, and we are just kind of holding the line in Finland, which we're actually working on annexing anyways, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. The Baltics, we are making progress on the Baltics, so we just need to defeat all these Polish units, take out Lithuania and Poland, and finish off Estonia, and then I can roll into the Soviet. So it might end up being that we are actually about to lose this game, which is fine, because I just realized the entire Benelux joined the war, and the Swiss did as well, which I didn't really tell you about. But the British are using this opportunity to land back in France and take everything back. So I think I might be cooked. Yeah. So the French and the Baltics have been basically pieced out of the. What is going on here? What the fuck is happening here? Who is this? Oh, welcome Bulgaria. I didn't know you were here. Also, the Turks apparently are up here. Good to know. All right, so my hopes of anybody piecing out of this war have officially ended, because everybody who was initially in, I just noticed why is Hungary in the Balkan Pact? What you doing down there by yourself, buddy? But everybody who was initially in the Italian Union has now gone ahead and joined the European Confederation. The Russians and the Allied again, which is fun for me. Yes. In our latest adventures in the Chaos mod as well, the unification of Africa. It seems like Africa is are we doing something? They're uniting, but all this means is that Italo, Ethiopia, and Somalia will annex all states in Africa owned by a country with significantly fewer factories, which means quite literally just Eritrea. So that didn't really do much because the British and the South Africans still exist down here, as well as Italy. Now it has been a while. I actually have like a little window covering how long it's been. It's been a while in my time because the game's been a little bit laggy. But hey, would you look at that? All of the Soviet units are gone. I wonder how that might have happened. Anyways, the Norwegians still refuse to bend the knee to me. But at this point, I really can't be bothered because they are in a faction with us. So it's not like I'm going to get attacked by them anytime soon. So I'm just going to continue focusing on the Russians who are now, you know, without units, which is great. We can continue focusing on the Russians and just trying to take them out. I have a focus for that as well. So we're going to keep pushing south towards Moscow, and hopefully, eventually, we can actually beat them. And the Chaos mod has now decided to dissolve Italy. And I think it's actually dissolving the Italy we're actually fighting. So Italy no longer exists. I do think they're still in the war, but Italy just doesn't exist anymore. So that's fun. And a helpful little turn of events, Canada has actually split into two, and is actually currently fighting a civil war. So this Canada is the Civil War. What the fuck is that? My guy, please get a better mugshot. This Canada is actually fighting us right now, the Republic of Canada, but their fascist counterpart has actually launched a civil war. So we'll see. Maybe they did join our faction. Maybe they'll actually take care of them for us. It'd be really helpful. But again, the whole goal of this was to try and take out the Russians. And given that Baku is not so far, maybe that'll actually happen. People, I have great news. We are on our final push into Russia. Maybe for once this will actually work out for me. I don't know. Usually when I start pushing into Russia in these games, hopefully that won't be the case this time. Questionable decision that the British just made as well. They've called imperialist Canada into the war against us, which is funny because Canada is also in the war with us, but Canada is fighting everybody. So I'm thinking that means they'll get rid of one of the countries we need to beat, but just adds another Canada we have to beat. Fun times! All right, and with that, the Soviet Union has capitulated. Yay me! Which means I can finally focus on the Western Front. Yeah, it seems the Germans have finally got their shit together. The Soviets have been dead for a while. Spain is about to die. I think the Soviets literally just exist up here in this little island. And the British are also about to die, which I think means that the only other remaining major nation is going to probably be the British the British and imperialist Canada, as well as Colombia, are all major players. The only other ones remaining would be in a war that I'm a part of, but don't act. So once we defeat the British, I think we'll call it a day, because then we can grab all of the land from that war and really kind of just Suez and Panama canals are blown. Well, I guess that means supply is going to be gone for a bit. I really don't know where all of the divisions went for all the enemies, because quite literally, once I deleted the Soviet units, everybody's army basically imploded. I don't really know what happened. It's like the AI just aren't building divisions anymore. It's 1943. They should have hundreds of divisions, and some of them only have like 12 or something. That is really weird. Get it. The Germans are having a little bit of trouble in the UK, though. I think their port's actually gone. They've lost the port. They do still have some ports, which is good, but they have lost the port. Speaking of which, my encirclement units have done their duty, which I think means it's time to send the brunt of my army to the UK. We will see if they'll actually be able to get to the UK, because again, the ports are gone. It does look like they have a way in, though. There is still a port in Cardiff. If we can get there before it's taken, we can. Okay. My units are here. The Swedes have arrived. The Swedish have arrived to save the day. Now I just need to see them actually like build and create a front line, which it does seem like they're going to. They are going to be able to do that. So just take down Birmingham. Yep. There they go. There they go. There goes the Swedish army, the beautiful Swedish army. The Swedes have arrived to take over the UK. I have 114 divisions on the British Isles right now, just taking down the entirety of the British forces, because once again, the British have no forces on their homeland. Yep. There goes the entire army out of Dover. And we're done. It seems I was wrong. I didn't need to take out Colombia. Now, where do I want to go? I do know I want all of this Soviet land here, mostly for the resources. So the Germans want all of the land I took. Too bad. I want all of it. I'm taking all of it. You can't have it. I'm pretty happy with that. The Swedish Empire. What? Wait, hold on. Why do I have land down here? When did I take this? I don't remember taking this. I guess I have land down in Ukraine and the Caucasus as well. But you know what? I think we can call it quits there. I think Sweden has done what they need to do. It's 1943. I've basically conquered the entirety of the North. Norway is still in the faction, so I can't really have them, which is fine. You know what? I think I've decided. As Germany blows up below me and goes to fight the entire world, I think I'm going to call it there. I hope everybody enjoyed watching this. I had a lot of fun playing. I love Hoi 4. Gosh, I love Hoi 4. I'm kind of proud of what I managed to do with Sweden, but I'll catch y'all another time. Yeah, I hope you had fun watching as my 114 units return from Greenland, because I am not fighting Canada. Hope you all had fun watching. I've had fun playing. It's 1943. I'll catch y'all next time. Goodbye.
I wanna try for